Hello. Welcome back to the Football Heritage. We're back again with another edition of the weekend. The weekend. Welcome back to the weekend preview and on the Football Heritage. We're back again with another edition, and we have a lot of good games in the Premier League this weekend. We all know La Liga is on a winter break, but the Premier League is on, and there is no break in the Premier League. So let's start with the league leader, Arsenal. The league leader, Arsenal, will be in action on Saturday, on the 27th of December, at the Emirates Stadium against Brighton. And Brighton is also struggling this season. They are not performing like the way they used to. They are 9 players with 24 points. But we all know what Brighton can do. Big games, they always show up against bigger opposition. And we all know they fixture last season in a 1-1 draw at the Emirates. And the two games Arsenal played last season against Brighton in the Premier League, both of those games, and then 1-1. So this fixture is going to be a difficult game for Arsenal. Because Brighton, they are one of those teams that they really gave bigger opposition tough time. But Arsenal still have the edge to win this game because Arsenal defensively, they are very solid. They are solid defensively, Arsenal. They don't concede a lot of goals. They don't give away a lot of chances. Kai Havertz returned to he just returned to the squad, but he would not be available for selection Saturday. Mascara is also injured. Gabriel Magalash is also injured, and Ben White also out. But Arsenal they have William Saliba. He has been back now for a couple of weeks, and it's going to be a very tough game because Brighton they like to play, but Arsenal they have to take their chances. And the way they are playing right now, they haven't been impressive for the past few games. Arsenal they haven't been impressive. Even the Carabao Cup win against Crystal Palace, it ended 1-1. They won 2 penalty shootout. They didn't really perform in that game. And when you look at Arsenal, their last few games, even the game against Everton, they struggle to win 1-0. And they are not really scoring enough goals. I don't know why. And Victor Gyökeres, he has been performing badly. He has been terrible since a big money move from Sporting Lisbon. He has struggled. He is not the same person that we used to see playing for Sporting Lisbon. It's like a different player. He's struggling for form. And it's going to be a very difficult game. We also Arsenal got away against Everton. They had a penalty. Everton had a penalty, but the referee VAR did not give the penalty. But that was a clear penalty on another day that would be given. So Arsenal they got away with one there. So and Brighton on the other hand, people like Mitoma, Yakuba Mente, all those guys, they're gonna cause a lot of trouble for Arsenal. It's gonna be a difficult game, but I think Arsenal gonna win. So my prediction for that game, I think Arsenal gonna win a 2-1 because Arsenal, they don't score at this moment in time. They don't score enough goals, and also they don't give away a lot of goals. So I think it's gonna be a 2-1 win for Arsenal because they don't give away a lot of goals. So 2-1 win for Arsenal. That's my prediction. So we move on to Manchester City, the team at second place in the Premier League, the team that is in the title race, the team that is in form right now, Manchester City. They will be playing away to Nottingham Forest. Forest and Man City right now, they have been absolutely superb. But last season in the Premier League, Manchester City lost at Nottingham Forest. The last time Manchester City went to Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, they lost 1-0. But if you look at the City team right now, at the moment in time, the way they are playing, they have been magnificent this season. They have been playing some good football, particularly the last 10 games. City have been very, very impressive. They didn't start the season well. But if you look at Randall, you look at people like Shockey and Erling Haaland, of course. He's the best finisher in world football, no doubt. Haaland is the best finisher in world football. So they're going to be up for it. They want to win. They can smell it. The pressure is on Arsenal at this moment because they're just 2 points behind Arsenal. And we all know City. Whenever it is December, that's the time they ready put wins together. As soon as we hit December, that's the time you see Man City putting a lot of wins together in the Premier League. So it's gonna be a good game, but I fancy City to win this game. And looking at Phil Foden, he has scored a lot of goals in the past few games. He has rediscovered his form, and that's a problem. Phil Foden rediscovering his form is a problem for Arsenal, who are also in the title race. In my humble opinion, Arsenal or Man City, one of those two teams will win the Premier League this season. So, Foden rediscovering his form gonna be a problem for Arsenal. And now they are trying to sign Anton Semenyo in the next 2 or 3 weeks. They will sign Semenyo, of course, because Semenyo, he has chosen Man City. And looking at Jeremy Doku, who is also on farm form, and adding Semenyo to that, and when you look at Nico Gonzalez this season, he has been impressive in the middle of the park. Nico Gonzalez has been impressive this season. Along with Reinders, Shockey, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, they are a team. And this season, they don't play like kind of slow build-up football. They are fast. They can also play transition football. So Pep Guardiola, he has adapted. He has changed his will because he knows he doesn't have those players before. People like Kevin De Bruyne, Ike Gundogan, he doesn't have those players now. So this is why he has changed. As you saw again at the Emirates, Pep Guardiola went to the Emirates and defended for his life. The game ended 1-1, and that was a good point at the Emirates. But Pep before, he would have attacked. But he knows the present City team, especially at that time, the beginning of the season, they were dreadful. So he couldn't attack Arsenal. And what he did there, he got a good point at the Emirates because now the return leg will be played at the Etihad. If both teams continue winning, then 2 points be between them until that return leg. That's going to be one of the best games of the season. That game, it will be like anybody win that game will win the Premier League. So City on Saturday, that game with Haaland, Shockey, Foden, Randall, Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva, I think Manchester City, they will be too strong for Nottingham Forest. But Forest, on the other hand, You don't underestimate Nottingham Forest because why? They are playing home, so they stand a chance because of that. Forest is playing home, so I cannot rule Forest out 100% because they are playing home. So because Forest they are playing home, they can draw. They stand a chance to draw, or they may even win the game because they have some good players. Also, you look at Gibbs White, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Hutchison, Igor Jesus, and Luis. Those guys are good players. Anderson also is one of the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League right now. So they will give Man City a game. They will test City. And City at the back, they're not too strong. We all know City weakness is at the back. If you look at their defense, it's not that strong. So they will be tested. But I still fancy Manchester City to win because they're playing the first game on Saturday. If they win, that will put a lot of pressure on Arsenal. So I fancy Man City to win this game. And I think City going to win. So my prediction for the game, because City they score a lot of goals, but they hardly keep a clean sheet. So going to be Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 3. Forest 1, City 3. That's my prediction for the game. So we now move on to Chelsea, who occupies the 4th place position. Chelsea, so we'll be playing Aston Villa Saturday, the last game Saturday at Stamford Bridge. So that game will be 4th versus 3rd. Aston Villa, they are 3rd place, 3 points behind Arsenal, and 6 points above Chelsea. So Chelsea will be playing Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge. 7 points, excuse me. Aston Villa 7 points above Chelsea, not 6. I'm sorry. So that game going to be a very, very difficult game, and I hope it be entertaining because it's at Stamford Bridge, and it's going to be a very, very difficult game. Chelsea, as usual, I think James will play in the middle of the park because he has been impressive. Like Arsenal game, he was the man of the match in that game, in my opinion. Arsenal and Chelsea game. So I think they're still going to continue using James in the middle of the park. Rich Jean going to play in the middle of the park, the captain. And it's going to be a very difficult game because Aston Villa, Morgan Rogers, he's in form right now. Right now, he's one of the best players in the Premier League. And if you look at their team, they have some very good players. Tielemans, Morgan Rogers, and Onana in the middle of the park. That game going to be a very hard game. It's going to be a very, very hard game. And I fancy Aston Villa or a draw game because they have a very good midfield. You look at Boubacar Kamara, Amadou Onana, John McGinn, Yuri Tielemans, Morgan Rogers. That's a very good midfield. And Ole Watkins, he didn't start the season well. And look at Aston Villa. They never started the season well. I think after 4 games or 3, they didn't win. They didn't even score a goal. But here they are, winning consistently. 11 of their last 12 games they won. In the Premier League, the most informed thing in the Premier League, Aston Villa. So it's going to be a very hard game for Chelsea. Because the midfield battle, if Chelsea lose the midfield battle, they're going to lose that game. Because it's going to be very difficult for the Chelsea midfield going against Amadou Onana, John McGinn, Yuri Tielemans, Morgan Rogers, and Boubacar Kamara. It's going to be a tough day for Chelsea. But Chelsea, they are playing home. they are playing home and they will want to perform. Right after Christmas, they will want to pull out a fight at home, especially after drawing 2-2 away to Newcastle. And they were abysmal in that game. They were blessed by the VAR because Chelsea, they should have lost that game because Newcastle should have had a penalty in that game, at least one penalty in that fixture. But Chelsea, they will also want to fight because they are playing home. The home crowd will be behind them. And Moise Casino and Reece James, that's a very good midfield. They also have Cole Palmer back will be playing the 10. So it's gonna be a good game because with Cole Palmer, Moise Casino, and Reece James, that's a good midfield going against Morgan Roger, McGinn, Tillerman, Boubacar Kamara, and Amadou Onana. So it's gonna be a great battle on Saturday. But I want to go for Aston Villa, but I can see draw rating all over that game. So I will just go for a draw game. I think it's going to be a draw. Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 2. That's my prediction for that game. So we move on to Liverpool. Liverpool will be playing this weekend also. A lot of games. So Liverpool will be at home to Wolves. Yeah, Liverpool, the past few games, they've been getting good results. And I think they will continue because I don't see Wolves doing anything to harm Liverpool. This is the worst thing so far in the history of the Premier League. After 17 games with just 2 points. Worst thing ever. They cannot win. 17 games with 0 win. And going against Liverpool at Anfield, it's going to be a long night for Wolves. I fancy Liverpool to win this one. Even though sometimes, because many people thought like Wolves, they could have been battered by Arsenal. A lot of people thought Arsenal were battered Wolves. But Arsenal struggled. Wolves had to score 2 own goals for Arsenal to win 2-1. So probably they may cause an upset. I'm here for that because I don't like Liverpool. So if they cause an upset, I'm here for that. But I think Liverpool gonna win. So my prediction is Liverpool 2, Wolves 0 because Wolves they barely score goals in front of goal. They are crap in front of goal. Pathetic. They barely score. So I already talked about Man United game. So let me just get prediction for all the other game. I just came here to just do a brief weekend preview because it's been a while. I've never been on. I've never been a weekend preview for since September. And due to family reason, I lost my dad, so I couldn't come on. I've been going through a lot. So I just came here today to just be on for at least 20 minutes and just give my prediction for the Premier League games this weekend. And Sunderland against Leeds United. Sunderland is solid. I think Sunderland is going to win. My prediction is 2-1 to Sunderland. Crystal Palace against Tottenham. They are awful, dreadful. Crystal Palace 2, Tottenham 1. That's my prediction for that game. And Brentford against Bournemouth. Brentford 3, Bournemouth 2. That's my prediction. Burnley against Everton. Burnley 1, Everton 2. That's my prediction for that one. West Ham United at home to Fulham. My prediction for this one is West Ham United 1, Fulham 1. So that's it. Okay, the Manchester United game. I did a preview, extra preview for the Man United game, but I'll just predict the score here as I did in the preview. Manchester United 2, Newcastle United 1. So before I go, please do subscribe to the Football Heritage. The link is in the description. Please subscribe. The link is right there. The Football Heritage, and you guys can have a wonderful night or wonderful morning. Peace. I'm all here.